Well, hello and welcome to this bulletin from Solid Gold. And I say the word bulletin because I don't want it to be confused with a walkabout. Here we are on the banks of the River Wansbeck in Morpeth. And Morpeth was one of the locations suggested for my next walkabout. But obviously when I did the walkabout in Newbiggin, the actual walkabout was only the last 20 minutes or so, and the majority of the programme was really news and channel content news, which really belongs in a bulletin. So the reason I'm doing this today is just to say that the future walkabouts will be different and separate, because I don't want to combine the two. The format's becoming very similar, but it's just because I get sick of doing the bulletin sitting in the office. To me, that's not inspiring, and I feel that just striding across a puddle there, I just feel that it's more interesting if I'm out and about, because apart from listening to me wittering on about whatever I'm talking about, you get to see some background as well. I'm a little bit concerned that it'll end up being a repeat, because obviously here we are on the banks of the River Wansbeck, and the Wansbeck will be covered in one of the rivers projects, and I've already been to Morpeth twice. I was here in the initial trilogy I did under rural Northumberland, and then I was again here when I did the castle series, looking at because Morpeth has a castle. So so I don't want to just keep repeating the same locations, and what I've decided is that I will do Morpeth, but I'll try and keep off things that are going to be, I'm just going to pause a moment because we're coming up to some council workmen doing something with a very noisy generator. Yeah, so what I was saying was I don't want to repeat the same information, because then you're not going to be interested if I'm just, you know, I've already been here. So when I do Morpeth, I'll try and focus on other ideas that aren't going to be repeated in when I come here to do the rivers project. So that's the plan on that. When you're watching this, you'll have probably already seen, because I think it goes out tonight, the episode on Mary Ann Cotton, and that is well worth a watch. It's under the Haunted History playlist, but like I said before, this is a true crime. There's no superstition or legend in it, so don't be put off by the fact that it's in with the other haunted histories. It's a full hour, just over an hour long, and it's really good. It's really good, so you should enjoy that. So some of you may have already watched that before you're watching this, but if you haven't seen it, head over to the Haunted History playlist and select that. Well, pardon me. One thing just on that Mary Ann Cotton documentary is that what she was doing was killing her children and husbands and claiming insurance money on them. Throughout the programme, and indeed during my research, I couldn't find any explanation as to what she was doing with the money, because it was quite significant in the time. So some of you may write in and say, well, what did she do with all the money she got? The answer is I don't know, and the research that I was using didn't suggest that even the police of the time knew what she'd spent the money on. It wasn't, doesn't sound much in today's money. £36 she got for killing one husband, but at the time that was the equivalent of £3,600 today. And in a time when everything cost a penny or a half penny, you can imagine £3,600 was quite a significant sum, and yet there is no record of where the money went on what she spent it on. As you listen to the programme, she managed to hide her crimes for 40 years. So of course one of the things that would have perhaps alerted people was this a poor working class northern woman having such money to spend on things. So as I say, that's a bit of a mystery. Of course, again, if anyone out there knows the answer to that, please leave a comment. So that's all I want to say about Mary Ann Cotton. As I say, brilliant programme. Get over there and watch it if you haven't already. And it's pretty grisly, but it actually happened. Getting back to the Walkabout series, I can't say that I've been flooded with responses to that. But obviously the reason I'm doing them is, I mean, if I just point the camera up to the sky there and do a spin around, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And we've had some quite decent weather in the last couple of days. And I don't know whether you can tell, but there's a breeze blowing there in my face. And it's that's preventing me flying the drone, because the other bits are done, the narratives are done, and obviously the picture reference is something that I do in the studio, so that's not weather reliant. But of course the drone sequences, which are a sort of a part of what I do now, I just can't get out to do, and that's frustrating. They would have looked fantastic on drone. Some of the skyscapes we've had with the cloud formations, it would have looked stunning, but it's just the wind's too strong. You know, both locations, as I said last time, the cliffs over around Seaham, yeah, the wind coming in off the sea can cause an updraft which could literally blow the drone into the cliff face. That's a danger. And similarly with Hadrian's Wall, because it's so high up, you know, there's just too much wind. So as I'm still held back with that. But this, coming back to the point, nearly forgot there, the whole purpose of these walkabouts was to fill the gaps, because it's not a brilliant day today. It was actually drizzling there just before, but it doesn't matter, because that means I can still do these, and this will keep regular posts going. They do take a little bit of time to edit and get up there, which is obviously time that I would normally be doing research for the next program or editing a program. So I'm aware of that, but like I said before, the important thing is that there are regular posts going up. The subject, like I was saying before, the responses haven't been in any great numbers. The views have been good, but not many of you have responded, and in particular 2 people have responded to suggestions of what to call the series. And both parties suggested that I put my name in it, Walkabouts with John, or John Imrie's Walkabouts, or whatever. And I appreciate the idea, but I'm I'm not 100% convinced that that would work or would sound good. And both suggestions are very encouraging and supportive. One person said that the amount of hard work that goes into it, the programme should reflect my name. And I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say that. But it's been done by the TV companies, for example. There was a Geordie historian who used to, I think he's stopped now, but he used to do, he was called John Grundy, and he did programmes like John Grundy's History of Newcastle, for example. And we have another famous or infamous, however you want to see it, presenter up here, Robson Green. So there's a lot of programmes has his name in it, and that's for a, you know, a very specific reason. Of course, on the TV channels, they get people to watch that programme because that person's famous already. Well, although I've got nearly 2,500 subscribers now, I don't think I'm a household name that Walkabouts with John Imrie would attract any more viewers than what I'm already getting. So that's one of the reasons why I'm reluctant. So as I say, I'm not 100% certain that that would be a good idea. But as I say, keep the ideas coming in. I mean, obviously, if I get a flood of people all saying the same thing, that, you think it's a good idea that my name is in it, then obviously I'll take that on board. But at the moment, as I say, that I'm not keen for that particular reason. And here we are with the rain. You can probably see I'm just going to go under this tree now, out of the rain. So as I say, I'll keep an open mind on that, but keep the suggestions coming in, and I'll let you know in the next update. I hope that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk along the River Wansbeck. As I said, the next post should actually be the second walkabout. As per usual, the likes, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and support the channel in all the usual ways. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.